بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sumayya Hassan. Welcome to Aspire. In today's session, inshallah, we will be talking as part of our Building Your Personal Brand series on how to be a team player. So it's generally accepted that human beings are social beings. They like to live, with others. They like to communicate and relate with others rather than living in isolation. And companionship is something that is very natural to human beings, whether in the workplace or whether in the personal space. And indeed, we see this whether we look at our own personal lives or we look at our working relationships. By and large, human beings tend to be social beings. And so we find ourselves living in communities, whether those communities are big or small, or at work or back at home. They are still communities, and these communities tend to have different cultures. They tend to have their own value systems. And so being able to relate with other members within that community, with other members in your workplace, with other members in your personal space is a very important. It is a very important part of building your personal brand. How are you at relating with others? Are you a team player or not? And we see the concept of working together coming and being utilized in so many ways in Islam that encourages us to really seek to work together. Whether it is Nabi Allah Ibrahim alayhi salam building the Kaaba with his son Ismail, we see it is the two of them coming together to do something amazing together, really showing us that communal aspect of working together. Whether it is the story of Dhul Qarnayn in the Quran, showing how he worked together with the various communities who reached out to him for help, whether it was to build the wall, again showing the power of people coming together to do something together. And of course, the reverse is also shown to us in the Quran, when people are not working together or something comes in between, and then we see how that can lead to a negative impact. And so when we seek to look at today's highly interconnected world, it's highly digital. It's, everything has shortened. Time seems to have shortened. Space and distance has certainly shortened. So the need for being able to work better collaboratively and with other teams for success becomes even more critical. And so encouraging and helping us to build ourselves as good members of the team and as better team players, I would like to give about 7 points towards this to really help us work together as better team members. Number one, reminding ourselves that Islam encourages the concept of shura, consultation with other people. And then we are told in the Quran that فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. So after you have made consultation and then you have come to a decision, now move ahead, proceed and implement, putting your faith in Allah. So the concept of being able to consult other people, share, have putting your heads together to come up with a better solution than one may have come up with by themselves is something that Islam very much encourages, and it is good for us to remind ourselves that as a way of showing one way for us to build our capacity as team players is to realize that there is value in operating within a team, including in doing consultations, as I have mentioned. The second item I would like to highlight is about unity and cooperation. So the Quran emphasizes the significance of unity and cooperation among believers. In Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 103, Allah tells us, and hold firmly to the rope of Allah and do not become divided. And so showing us the importance of us sticking together, working together, building and strengthening our bond. In this way, we can foster the synergy amongst ourselves. In this way, we can uplift ourselves. We can go, there's an African saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And this is what the team does. We each reinforce each other. My weaknesses are supported by somebody else's strength. My strength stands in the gap for somebody else's weakness. Hence the power of unity and cooperation. In a hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, remind us that the believers in their mutual kindness, compassion and sympathy are like one body. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds to it. Yes, with wakefulness, with fever, just showing us that really the unity and how we should be united and how we should think of each other, that when one of us is suffering, all of us should feel it. So really showing us the power in that unity and in that cooperation. The third item I'd like to highlight is on support and encouragement. The Quran encourages believers to support and uplift one another. In Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 10, we are told that the believers are like brothers. So make settlement between your brothers. And this reminds us and highlights to us that part of being a team player is not only helping each other, but helping each other includes providing constructive feedback. We've spoken about feedback in a previous session of Aspire. It is also about, and Rasul Sallallahu told us this in Hadith, helping your brother. When he is on the right, you help him, you assist him, you're supporting him. And when he is on the wrong, you still help him by correcting him and guiding him. So all this is a way of supporting and encouraging each other and motivating each other to reach our full potential. The Quran again encourages us by emphasizing the importance of collaboration in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 2, when Allah tells us, and cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression. وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Allah encourages us to cooperate, to come together, to unite and work together, so that by supporting each other towards our common goals, we can go that much further by helping lift each other up and do so much more than we can at our individual level. Number 4, humility and respecting diverse contributions. When we talk about being a good team member, it is important to understand that people are different. The fact that you were brought up in a certain way, under a certain culture, with a certain outlook, you should not expect that everybody has the same. People came from very, very different backgrounds, and the way they look at things could be very different. So take that diversity in the group as a strength. There are things that somebody else has that can improve what you are doing, can give you a new perspective. There are things that you do that can help somebody else strengthen what they have, or improve on what they may not have known, or may have been doing differently before. And by respecting and valuing the contribution of others, we foster a collaborative environment, and this helps to enhance our personal brand, because you are known as a person who is able to work in a team, work with others, listen to others, support others, and seek to win together by jointly working towards a common goal. We are on point number 5. As part of being a team player, the issue of accountability and responsibility. The Quran emphasizes accountability and responsibility within a team. As Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 2 tells us, to cooperate in righteousness and piety, and not in sin and aggression. It shows us that even though there is encouragement for the believers to come together and support each other, that should be for purposes of doing good, not for purposes of doing harm. And so, being a member of a team, it is important to understand your responsibility for upholding ethical values, for fulfilling your responsibilities and being accountable for our actions. It should not be that we look at each other and disappear within the crowd, that everybody else was doing this and therefore I am also, just following in what was being done. You have individual responsibility as part of that team member, and it is important that we live up to that responsibility and the accountability required of us. At the same time, remembering that as part of what it is that we seek to do in the team, and appreciating that members are different and they come from different aspects. There is a hadith where Rasulullah tells us that the one who helps and supports the widow and the needy is like the one who fights in the cause of Allah, just to show the power of supporting each other, the power of lending a helping hand to somebody else, to help them out of distress or help them achieve better than they would have achieved without you. And helping each other is not only because somebody is in distress, but it could be because you have a skill and you step up to mentor somebody else so that they can rise, they can go further, so they can learn something that they didn't know before, but you know it and you can help them by sharing your knowledge. So the aspect of coming together in the team and assisting each other is not only in matters of distress, but even in matters of assisting somebody to succeed in something that they're seeking to do. Number 6, being part of a team, it is very important that we value and respect our differences. The Quran highlights to us in Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 13, that, O mankind, indeed, we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. And so the fact that we are different is a cause for celebration, is a cause for us to appreciate that within that diversity is a lot of hikmah for us to know each other, for us to learn from each other, not for us to look down upon others who are different from us. Remember, the God who created you is the one who created the others. And so, as Rasulullah told us, there is no superiority in terms of race, in terms of color. The superiority that is there is in terms of your piety, your God consciousness. And so appreciating and valuing the differences of other team members is something that as a team player we want to put focus on. In another hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, tells us that people are like the teeth of a comb. They support one another. Such a beautifully put hadith. When you think of a comb, when the teeth have fallen out and you have only one tooth, how much hair can you comb with that comb? Not much, unless you yourself don't have much hair to comb in the first place. But if you expect that this comb will do an effective job of combing your hair, you need all the teeth to be done, and preferably to be nicely in line, because then you don't have some pulling this way and some pulling that way. And that's such a beautiful hadith in explaining to us in terms of how to behave with each other, how to be in a team. Number 7, leading by example. When you are a member of a team, don't take the practice of do as I say, not as I do. You want to lead by example. What is it that you're putting out there? How are you showing up in this team? What example are you setting for other members in the team? And this could be if you are the team leader, or even if you are not, if you are a member of the team. Remember, kullukum ra'i. At whatever level, Rasulullah reminds us that you are a shepherd at service, in serving humanity, in putting ourselves out to help others. And that this, the Prophet ﷺ equates it to the best of people, because you are the best, you're offering the most benefits to others. Really, really important hadith. And as we seek to be the best, as we seek to embody the values of leadership through teamwork, as we seek to build our personal brands through teamwork, it is important to keep reminding ourselves about the values we've spoken about, the values of humility, the values of fairness and empathy, the values of leading by example, the values of valuing our differences and respecting each other's differences. And so being a team player is a very important part of building your personal brand. And this not only will contribute to the collective success of the team or the group, but it also enhances your own character and your reputation in terms of how you interact with people, how you benefit other people, how you relate and engage with other people. And so in closing, my prayer is that Allah makes it easy for all of us to embrace the spirit of being good team members, embracing unity, valuing the diversity that He created in us, collaborating, leading by example, and seeking not only to foster a positive environment, but being very deliberate in following the hadith of the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, when he told us that the best of people are those who bring the most benefit to mankind. May Allah make it easy for us to be among those who bring most benefit to others, so that we can achieve this high status of being among the best of people as described by Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Until next time in another session of